Johnny aboard, Boanji. Welcome to another edition of On the Table. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Chimweka, or simply Chimweka, aka Chile 3. Now, we do have a lot coming up on the show today. I will be hosting an award-winning artist who has had #1 hit songs in the country for years now. And well, this year was definitely one of those years. He gave us a song titled Single, among many other singles over the years. And I'm talking about Drimz Mr. Musiq. Here's what you can look out for on today's show.
Ngamapangaka on the table this Sunday. Please send it to me so that we go through it. How is it that for 4 months straight there is no song that has come close to single, even with all the albums that have been released in the space of 6 months? I'm on demand. Of course, I'm on demand, Chimweka.
But the gigs you're getting, mostly we see it's the weddings, the kitchen parties. Why do you think you get left out even from some of these big events, the festivals and so on?
Year in, year out, we're just having the same people perform at these events. Why aren't we giving opportunities to other people? When are you getting married?
Sir, I'm married.
Why wasn't I invited for the wedding? I'm the weddings artist, so what is the definition of biggest artist? Eh? Having a lot of scandals.
Allow me to welcome the one and only Vashilota Sotmulisupu, Drimz Mr. Musiq.
Chimweka, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
Good to see you after a long time, man.
I know I haven't seen you after a long time.
I think it's been years. The last time I had an interview with you was 2021.
No way.
That was 2021.
No, it wasn't 2021.
It was 2021.
After the elections?
Was it? Is it?
Because I remember it was after the election. So
After the election.
So if not 2022, 2021.
No.
And we haven't seen each other since, right?
No, we haven't. But
I know
I see you online, and I'm always watching your show. So
yeah, and I know I text you, I call you once in a while. We have a chat, but yeah, good to finally see you.
Sure.
The day the show airs is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Beautiful time to be on the table.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's really a lot that comes with fatherhood, and
Sure.
obviously we get to celebrate that.
But zone. So
Yeah.
it's much rather that you're about to start. Why do we have a shaver in here?
Why do we have what?
Why do we have a shaver in here?
Oh,
Thank you.
well.
Appreciate.
That's courtesy of Drimz Cosmetics, right? Yeah, so it's a happy Father's Day gift to you from Diamond Media.
Thank you so much. These guys should make me the ambassador. Dreams.
Right? Perfect. Drimz Cosmetic, there you have it. Perfect. But yeah, happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
What do you love the most about being a father?
Obviously, fatherhood comes with its own challenges, but every time I'm out doing the work, I know I'm always doing it for my kids. Not only as a provider, but to also inspire them that the world favors the brave. You have to go out there, make your dreams come true.
Yeah.
Sure.
How many kids do you have? Because you seem like people call me father of the nation, but have they met Drimz? Because hey, there's a
I
whole
have 3
family
kids.
there.
I have 3 kids.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
2 boys and 1 girl.
And if you've never seen Drimz kids, they look a lot like him. So just imagine Drimz, but in a younger version. So you said 2 boys,
1 girl.
and one girl, and the oldest being how old?
The oldest is he's turning 15.
15.
He's turning 15.
Yeah, and
Yes.
the youngest.
The youngest is turning. By the time of this interview, she would have already turned 3. No, 4.
If it was moms by now, this is why we lose it on Father's Day. Mothers by now.
She was born in 2020, so
2
she's
years,
turning 4.
11 months and 48 hours. You'd have been told all those things.
No, she's turning 4. She just turned 4 last Friday.
Okay, okay, great. So, do your kids also understand that? Oh, maybe your oldest son maybe knows. Do the others also get to understand that dad is who he is? His Drimz Mr. Musiq out there.
They do. Even the youngest one, she actually does and understands. And funny enough, she also appreciates that I'm a good artist. There was this one time I was dropping her off Kuskuru, And then her teacher was like, there was this one time, I think one of the teachers was playing a single song on their phone, and then she was like, that is my father's song playing. He's a good musician. I'm thinking to myself, okay.
Yeah.
Who's teaching you bad manners? Yeah.
Yeah, no, kids definitely,
Sure.
they can always mesmerize us.
Sure.
But speaking of the single song, just around the time you're promoting the song single, or the single,
Sure.
your Facebook page got hacked.
Sure.
What was that like? What exactly happened? Because I was wondering, how do you people get hacked?
I don't know. To date, I still feel there was sabotage. Because to hack a page with such numbers, such huge numbers, and then you just leave it like that. I mean, what is the purpose of hacking a page if you can't? Because I have seen most of the pages that get hacked, 2, 3, 4, 5 days later, you see content being posted on their pages. For example, Shenki.
Yeah.
So for me, after my page got hacked, they also came for my personal account. They also hacked it. So the moment they hacked my personal account, they started asking for money. And typically you would know to say, this is Zambian, because they're asking for money in kwachas. They were asking from, people on my friends' list. So I actually got a call from one of my friends just here in Osaka. Iwe, why don't you drama ku messenger but in a number yang? I'm like, what do you mean? No, sent me a screenshot. Tried to log in, it was gone. But luckily enough, we managed to get back my personal account. But since then, we've been trying and fighting to get back the page. So I ended up opening, a different page.
Yeah, but then sabotage from who?
It's the industry, man.
Really? You think it's because I mean hacking happens to a lot of people. A lot of people have been hacked. But
it does.
Why do you think because you're the biggest
there are
song?
There are people that would just want to just slow you down. There are people just don't just like you. You get my point.
But don't you think it's
and
just people
for the
who...
industry, I don't mean to say it's my fellow artists. The industry is huge. There are people like you. There are fans as well. They are part of the industry. So,
or maybe it's just some people just trying to make money out of your name. They don't even anywhere near the industry.
Why is the page still not active? Why aren't they posting stuff there? You would ask.
Maybe also because the word got out there that your page was hacked, so they know that okay.
Even when Tishon got his page hacked, put out word, we saw they still went on and started posting stuff on his page. Even Shenki.
Yeah.
So what is so special about the Drimz page?
So do you think you're going to you're making some progress with recovering the page? I've tried different nerds. The IT geeks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks into the job, wadafa to muntu aleko kwa scaffold. Why should I fear shoop? So most recently, I got in touch with one of the guys from the Copper Belt, that boy who got the CBU page back.
Oh, okay.
So he's the one that is working on the page.
Maybe also need to try the one who got the Bank of Zambia page back, because it also got hacked.
Apparently, one of the people that was also part of the people that were trying to bring back the Bank of Zambia page, I actually got in touch with him and said, no, don't worry, I know what to do. We'll make a few phone calls, and each time he would even speak to the guy's Facebook. He would even send me screenshots. No, this is what I've said, but 2 weeks into the job, he just went quiet.
And were you really paying these people?
Yeah, it's not for free.
Yeah.
But usually, the agreement here, when you get the page back, that's when you give them the money. Yeah.
How did this all impact the promotion of your song? Because I remember even at the time it hit 1 million, and I was closely monitoring. I was thinking, okay, I was really joking to myself. I said, by now I'm sure Drimz has made an artwork. Thank you for 1 million views. So I'm going to your page, and I think that's when I knew that your page was hacked, because I saw nothing. How did it impact the promotion of your song?
Greatly impacted me, and for some reason I feel by now would have even been counting 10 million, views if my page was active, up and running.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't get to promote the song on the platform that I have the biggest following.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do with my team is, since we had TikTok running, we had Instagram running, we said, okay, let's run with TikTok. And TikTok, people on TikTok really helped to promote that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we made sure that we also did, the traditional way, interviews, radio, TV, and yeah.
Yeah. And even just with maximizing on this platform, what has also taught you about where music is today? Because you're also coming from an era where you CDs, you go physically to take these things, but now you are able to market a song online.
Yeah, you see, with technology, I think it has really changed the way we do business, music-wise. And the one thing about technology now is it has given power. It has given the consumer power.
Yeah.
You know how you can personalize a song.
Yes.
It never used to work way back. The only time you get to listen to a song is on radio, maybe watch a video on TV. But now you can pick your phone, do a video, and make maybe a certain portion of the song, make it about you. You get my point? So that is the power of technology. So with TikTok and Instagram and Facebook also introduced Reels, I think it has helped to really promote music.
What did you deliberately? Because obviously the part that went viral from the song is the part where J Max starts. Yeah. Was that deliberate?
Yeah, it was. It was a marketing strategy, because we are looking at obviously what part in the song is going to have the widest appeal. So this person brings in the idea, the next person brings in the idea. Then we also had to contact famous TikTokers to say, if we were to be given this song, which part do you think you would want to run with? And everybody was just like, okay, start from the J-Max part and into the chorus. And we're here talking 6 million views in less than 5 months.
So you don't think that J-Max overshadowed you on your own song, especially with that part?
No, I don't think so. I wouldn't be getting paid.
Whether it features or not, it's still your song.
I think we have good chemistry and mutual respect. It goes beyond just featuring each other on. And by the way, this is the second song that I'm getting J-Max to. The first song was Here For You. Exactly. The first song was Here For You. It was a huge song, 2018, and then Single. Yeah.
How do you also manage as an artist to, first of all, did you anticipate this song to be as big as it became?
I knew people were going to love the song, but in my mind, I was thinking, I'm known to be the guy that does a lot of these love songs.
Yes, and that was what was different.
Now, I'm thinking to myself, won't I just get a bashing, or won't people start thinking, my problems in why is he? You know how we're quickly judged based off what you know. Yeah. So I think the song just came at the right time, because it's like Mankole. It came at a point when almost everybody had a similar story to tell. Yeah.
I mean, even just Madame at home wasn't she asking questions? That,
until one time she just said, because every time I record the new song, she's the first person that listens to. Sometimes maybe in Chirimu studio, I'll send a sample like, this is what I'm working on, and she would give her comments. So now 3-4 days from Dara Mariaku studio by Stam to Makoka sample, and then the song is done. It's just playing in what is happening. So I gave her the song and I walked out of the bedroom. So a few minutes later, she comes to the sitting room and just said, this one is a hit. Are you serious right now? Yeah. She used to, even before we released it, she used to play it in her car. Volume up. I'm thinking to myself, what is happening?
So before that, you had to hide the single song from her?
I had to hide it from her. Because usually the notion is musicians speak from the heart. So if you are saying better than the single, what message are you sending to your
That's actually that's valid. But now even as it became big, obviously songs have their periods and seasons. Timeless music obviously will stand the test of time, but obviously there will be songs that will come at that time that will be hot during that particular time. Let's start off with, first of all, how you knew that Single was a hit song and is well received? Is there like a particular moment? And I always wonder how artists know. There's one artist I can't remember who told me that they know through when other cars are playing the song. That's how they know that okay, the song is now big. But how do you know, and how did you know for the song?
So there was this one time, I don't know where we were driving to. We were playing it in the car before we released it.
Yeah.
We were playing it in the car, and Luapo Wimbo, there's the next song. And then my daughter in the back seat, put fingo. And from that moment, I was like, okay. And you know, with kids, the moment a kid responds to a song in the most, what can I say? In the most, what now comfortable, you know, like they just want it to just, then you know you have got a good song. I think even musicians that have kids, they will tell you to say, when my son or my daughter that is only 2 years or 3 years responds to a song like this one, then I know we've got a hit song.
I bet Slap D and Bobby's can't relate with for a long time. I've been there for a long time. Yeah.
Except the one thing that I didn't anticipate was for this song to be a hit outside Z.
Actually, and that's another thing I wanted us to talk about, because the reception has been good. I've been seeing that people in Namibia, for example, are feeling it. Zimbabwe. What has that been like?
Just yesterday, I saw a Nigerian TikToker reacting to the single song. And they did like about a 1 minute plus video for the single song.
And it's even, got you, more bookings in these countries as well, isn't
bookings.
it?
Sure.
That's amazing. But at what point also do you realize that, okay, I think now the song is fading out and people are moving on to something else?
So, everything has got a time space in which, it would be relevant. There's nothing that, the only thing that appreciates of us is land. But if you are Sharif, yeah. So, but maybe 3-4 months, especially quite in times like this, because people are consuming a lot of music because obviously of technology. They are listening to different kinds of music every day, in cars, TVs, social places, their phones as well. So the lifespan for music has reduced drastically. So as an artist, you need to have a strategy, understanding the dynamics of the market. You cannot just sit and say, I'm just going to run with single for the next 2 years. There are artists that will make that decision. Obviously, they understand their space. But if you want to keep that relevance, obviously, you want to put out more music, and you also want to build your image, your reputation, your brand. Yeah.
And you've had several hit songs, like countrywide hits, over the years. Does the feeling ever get new to you when you have another hit song?
Perform single and passion. I even get goosebumps. Just yesterday I was performing at some few days ago I was performing at Twashuka grounds in Kanyama. And to see the kids, the women, the elderly men singing single word for word, you're just, what did I do here? You get my point. It always gives, you never get used. It always gives me that satisfaction, goosebumps, and I want to do more because I understand the impact that this music has on people.
Would it be too early to say it's your biggest song of your career so far?
Where are we putting Mwankole?
Okay, but Mwankole was maybe the politics also helped it.
No, it's just a good song. I think
pushed it.
It goes beyond politics.
But what I'm saying, maybe the politics helped it as well, because it was
there's always a situation that's going to help a song. So
okay, so you think it's Mwankole?
I think I have got 3-4 songs that I would say okay, I remember is
that's another
Mpaka Fyo Bushiko.
Yeah.
Mwankole and
that's my personal favorite.
Mpaka Fyo Bushiko.
Yeah, that's my personal favorite.
When are you getting married?
Sir, I'm married.
Okay. How come your fingers don't look like...
I just take them off. I just take it off for TV.
Okay. Why wasn't I invited for the wedding? I'm the weddings artist, so... Anyway.
Anyway, it's not about me, Dreams.
Okay.
Invite me to your studio one day if you want me to.
You're welcome, sir.
But speaking of studios, is one artist who I think people would also be expecting you would invite to your studio or something. Mr. Crown, you said something nice about him a while ago. You projected that he is one artist to look out for from Southern Province, and he's got a very big song in the
right now.
country.
Sure.
What exactly did you see in him that made you give that projection?
So there are so many things that I look at in an artist when I have an opportunity to sit down with them, listen to their music, and I'm deliberate about certain things. I ask questions. Like, there are people that are just in the music that they just want to be famous, but there's more to being famous. You get my point. I had an event in Monze, and they came through. A lot of my brothers, musicians from Monze, came through, and we had a conversation. And from the interactions, I could tell that my guys are okay. They're really pushing. When it was time to go on stage, I could see the energy and how they were just, the audience was responding. You know how you have got a big artist, coming out of town. Everybody just looking forward to a Drimz performance. But then you see people reacting like that to local artists. I'm like, okay, these guys have got something.
So he's the biggest guy here, was the happening guy here.
So I said, okay, what can I do for these guys? I think it's an opportunity for me to expose these guys to even a larger audience. Yeah.
Was it a similar story to how you discovered your maps in Kabwe?
It could be. I think I've got that gift.
So you just saw how people respond and you're like...
Yeah, and I always put a word in it. Because I remember in my performance in Monze, after I did my performances, I called all the artists that performed before me, the local artists. And I said to the audience that the same way you've been supporting me is the same way I want you to support these guys. And it helps a lot in shaping, artists like that.
Speaking of upcoming artists, there's something I want to touch on, but we'll continue the conversation with Dreams coming up after the break. Here's what you can look out for still to come.
Ngamwapanga on the table this Sunday. Please send it to me so that we go through it. How is it that for 4 months straight, there's no song that has come close to single, even with all the albums that have been released in the space of 6 months? I'm on demand. Of course, I'm on demand, Chimweka.
But the gigs you are getting mostly with seats, the weddings, the kitchen parties. Why do you think you get left out even from some of these big events, the festivals and so on?
Year in, year out, we're just having the same people perform at these events. Why aren't we giving opportunities to other people? When are you getting married?
Sir, I'm married.
Why wasn't I invited for the wedding? I'm the weddings artist, so what is the definition of biggest artist? Having a lot of scandals.
Welcome back. You're still watching On the Table. I'm hanging out with Drimz Mr. Musiq, aka Sort Munisoup, aka Vashilota, aka Mr. Single, aka Mr. Demfu, aka Mr. Wankon, aka Mr. Irene. Should I carry on?
I have a lot of AKAs. The Lion King, Fasa, Vashinani Kane.
They just keep adding on.
Sure.
But before the break, we're talking about Mr. Crown and how you almost spoke life into his career. You also gave him advice not to fall into the trap of thinking people are competing with you. Sure. Do you think that this is a common problem that a lot of rising stars face?
It is. And sometimes tawishi vanokuishi vatu walingisha muli competition. But if you have genuine people around you, they will tell you to say, not if, just run. You see, the thing about art is you are expressing yourself. Okay, we can pick a common subject. This person is going to express themselves in the best way that they understand and that they think is the best way to go about it. You get my point? Then, if you understand to say, okay, for me, I sing and speak from the heart, why would you want to start competing with another person that's sings and speaks from their own feelings and.
But you don't think competition is healthy?
It depends what type of competition. What type of competition? Lifestyle competition.
It can be in different forms because out of that competition, you're prompted to work hard.
What kind of competition? I want us to be precise.
It depends on which kind of competition you were advising him not to fall into, because you also didn't specify.
So, the truth of the matter is, you can never be better than any other person. You can only be better than you were yesterday. Only if you focus on the right things. Nyimbo kuchita compete on the top 10, it's okay. It's entertainment. But why should now the artist be in the equation of competing on personality and...
But is it really wrong if I tell myself I want to be better than Drimz? I really want to be bigger.
Sense?
I want to be a
in
bigger
what sense?
artist.
In what sense?
I want to make more money than Drimz has been making. I want to be getting more bookings than
You'll
Drimz
be
is
miserable,
making.
my friend.
But
until you
that
understand
a goal for me to work hard?
Until you understand what pushes a man to do what they do. Maybe in that sense, maybe you can say I want to compete. And then you'll be miserable if you're always going to be wanting to compete with everyone. If you've got an opportunity to do great, just do great. Great people don't compete. They just bring their ideas, the world responds. Anyway, that's my...
with your experience also with having a number of hit songs in the country, what advice would you give to an artist who has a big song? For example, Mr. Crown has a big song, and I think you've also seen this before. An artist has an amazing song, and they don't maximize on it. It dies. Maybe even the next song won't be as good. So, what advice would you give to an artist when they have a big song?
So you see, the problem that is there is sometimes what works for Chimweka might not work for. But like I mentioned, it is very important to define your drive. What do you want to achieve? Why are you doing music in the first place? Is it just to be famous? Or you want to have a life that is going to obviously make things easier for you and inspire the people around you? So, thank you so much.
Bad idea.
So,
please put some salt in tea.
Hey, why didn't you bring soup zone?
That's better.
So yeah, for an artist that has got a hit song, it's not enough just to have a hit song. You also need to sell yourself out there. You need to find yourself in spaces where you discover your full potential. Be in a space where you'll be willing to learn. Be in a space where you'll be pushed to actually do even great. I've seen artists that have had hit songs in this country, but
I've seen that too.
It happens. So it's positioning.
But is it their fault or it's promoters? I mean, promoters probably also want an artist with a catalog, because they just pay you to come and perform that one song.
When Chile One came on the scene, he didn't have a catalog, but he's solidified himself. When Yo Maps came on the scene, he didn't have a catalog, but he solidified himself. When I came on the scene, I only had about 2-3 songs, but one of the best guys right now.
Yeah, but what I mean is at that particular time. Doesn't it make sense that you won't be getting bookings with your one hit song?
I don't know. There's a guy.
You'll probably ride off if you featured on an artist song, or you get an artist to feature. Maybe you ride off their bookings.
I'll ask you this question, Chimweka. There's a song that was a huge hit some 5-6 years ago, or is it more than that? It was done by Gunduzan.
Yes.
Did you ever see Gunduzan perform anywhere? Did you even get to see Gunduzan's face?
No.
That song was everywhere.
And I think he was nominated, if I'm not mistaken, for the Kwacha Awards.
So, especially time Terimo, the moment you have a good song or a hit song, I think it's important that you get yourself a good team that understands industry dynamics.
But how do you do that if you're an
You
upcoming
have to
artist?
reach out to people.
You don't even have the resources, don't have the money.
You don't need to have the resources. You just have to reach out to people. Be humble enough to reach out to people. There are people in this industry that I can tell you, say, if you went to him today and said, "Bagamba ningu atech, ngafueniko." People like KB. KB keeps helping a lot of artists. Even me, I get help from KB. If I'm stuck somewhere, just call him up. Bagamba. And he would advise. So just be humble and reach out to people. Yeah.
Is it as easy as that, reaching out to people? Because sometimes, you're trying to text and you big artist, you're busy, I'm going to have a studio session.
Why am I feeling attacked already?
How easy is it? Oh, by the way, having Drimz on this show is so difficult. So imagine if Chimweka is having a hard time to get Drimz on the show. Imagine I'm Gunduzani from Eastern Province. I'm trying to reach him. How will this be? And he has my number. What more if I'm Gunduzani? They even have my number.
No, but there's always going to be that one person that is always going to be there for you. You, like I said, obviously, if you're in the industry, you don't yet have a big song. There are people that you look up to. Like, Drimz. Then when things begin to happen to you, you want to reach out to your idol.
So now, with what you say there, if I say that, and I want to work as hard as Drimz and move like him, am I being in competition with him?
No.
Because he's my idol, and I want to be like him. In fact, better. People actually advise me and say, no, don't be like him. Be better. Then if I start working like that and trying to be better than my idol, Drimz will say, don't be in competition with anyone.
What is competition?
You'll be miserable.
What is competition, sir?
Because if I want to be better than you, of course we'll have to compete at one way or the other. You cannot run away.
So,
you cannot leave it out.
That's the reason why I said, until you define what competition is,
what's your
in
definition?
In what aspect are you trying to compete?
What's your definition
level?
of competition?
So, do I even have a definite competition? Okay, it's all a process of,
Okay, do you compete with anyone?
I don't compete with anybody. I would have fallen off a long time ago if I put myself in unnecessary competition. But because I understand I have this path and I have to walk this path.
Do you think you're the biggest artist in the country?
Yes, I am. Right now, with a single song, having international engagements, having shows even on a Wednesday and on a Monday, performing at weddings even on a Sunday. You're talking to one, bruh.
The biggest artist?
Yes. What is the definition of biggest artist? Eh? Having a lot of scandals. It's about the music, bruh. It's about the music.
A big artist.
That is the barometer that you use to gauge people, unfortunately. But when it comes to the music right now,
but people will talk about how many of your songs are playing at that particular time. They'll talk about the type of shows you're going to at that particular time.
how many of my songs are playing right now?
Outside single?
Yes.
I've got people here who can help me.
Please, you are ever at granddaddy's. Don't you hear Dunka playing?
I don't want to be the one to answer this one. We've got Marcus today. By the way, we need you also on the show. You need to explain your Chile One saga. What songs do you hear of Drimz playing apart from single? Tumu, you also do a music show. What other song apart from single do you hear?
Chimweka, these guys are always here. 24/7. But if you could know, when you go to Granddaddy's, I have Dunka playing. Dunka was released in 2021. Show me a song from 2021 that is playing as much as Dunka is playing in the clubs right now. I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but these are things I get feedback and videos. I have Mpaka Fuyobushku playing almost every weekend. People are getting married.
Oh, that's
Have
true.
I Belong to You playing even on Diamond TV.
Yes, it's good you know actually.
Thank you.
So that's your
And for
barometer.
an artist that has been around for close to 10 years now, please
But
give it to the guy.
That actually leads me to my next question, because you've had one of the biggest songs single, but the gigs you're getting mostly with seats, the weddings, the kitchen parties.
I also get, influencer shows. I also get awareness shows. I'm an ambassador for different organizations. So.
Why do you think you get left out even from some of these big events, the festivals and so on?
Like which ones?
If we can talk about the Stambik festivals, if we're going to talk about...
My time is coming. So to have
after
the biggest
all
song,
these years, because you're the biggest artist, that should be no-brainer. If you're going to say the biggest artist, if I'm a promoter,
so
the first person I'm thinking of having, I want to have you on my show.
So
no one else.
If the promoter...
And I don't care how much you're going to charge me. You're the biggest artist, I'll pay for it.
And I've had a lot of promoters complain that I'm too expensive to hire. So is it my problem? It can never be my problem.
So we see these events, they'll manage to book Makitu, they'll manage to book Slap D, Sheffy, they'll manage to book Your Maps, but somehow you are so expensive for them to book. Another example I can give out of event is the Day of Thunder.
Look,
you're recently complaining about that.
Look, I've had promoters call me for certain events, and I'll tell them to say, I charge so much. And then they'll complain. I'll say, look, I'm coming from Kabwe. I have a team. I move with a team. I have to accommodate my team. I have to feed my team. I have to pay my team. Besides the dancers that you see me, I also have a management team that also gets paid. We are a group of 12 people managing the brand Drimz. Not that we want to get that money off one show, but obviously we understand that Drimz is worth this much. So if promoters decide to leave me out from a certain event and they decide to pick Makitu and whoever, it does not mean Makitu and Slabdi are cheap.
But you're the biggest artist. If a promoter can...
Look, the fact that I'm a biggest artist, it does not mean I have to perform at every event.
But you must be on demand.
But
you must be on demand. People must
I'm on demand, Chimweka. I'm on demand. I'm on demand, Chimweka.
If you're on demand...
Did you see my show in Namibia?
I did see that.
What does that tell you about an artist?
I did see that. So now, if you're on demand in your own country, we should be seeing you. You shouldn't even be going on Facebook to complain that why have you left me out at the Day of Thunder.
Yes, I will complain if I feel there are just certain people that just don't like you.
Because actually, people should be complaining on your behalf.
They complained. They complained. They were asking, why have you left this guy out? So, listen, when it comes to music festivals, obviously, one of the determining factor is music that is happening in that season.
And you might not box.
Exactly.
You tick that box still.
You might not like the artist, but you are doing it for the people that are going to attend the festival.
Have you ever performed at the Day of Thunder? You've never. I don't remember. Which one was it?
The first edition.
And since you've never performed there,
no.
All the songs you've had,
no.
As the biggest artist, in the country.
The last Musiq Day of Thunder, how many artists were there? Let's not make it automatic that since I'm the biggest artist, I have to be at every event. But I'll question certain decisions. Ngana monat year in, year out, we're just having the same people perform at these events. Why aren't we giving opportunities to other people? I'm not just complaining for me. Listen, there are certain decisions that we make that sets precedents for the industry. It might not be Drimz today. Tomorrow is going to be another artist that is going to have a big song, and that is for sure. But because you don't like this artist, are you just going to leave them out? What precedents
So you think it's an issue of them just not liking you as an artist?
Not really liking me, but I think it's an issue of... I don't want to sound otherwise, but I think we can do better. We can do better. What do you think would be the reason of leaving out Drimz and Jemax, Musiq Day of Thunder?
I would have no idea.
You do these events. You do these events, and I know for sure to say, Chimweka, in one of these events that you MC, obviously you've suggested to say, let's have.
And I have suggested.
So what makes you suggest my name?
Because I know your catalog. I personally know your catalog.
And in the event,
I'm a personal fan of yours.
You're welcome.
So thank you.
T-shirt and the cape for you. Sotumuli soup, branded Sotumuli soup. So listen, You've suggested my name.
Yeah.
And people have not come forward to bring Drimz for that event. Would you blame Drimz?
So maybe people want you to have more going on outside your music.
Like what?
Maybe there's no personality of Drimz outside his music.
Really?
Maybe that's how people see it.
Really?
I mean, you're the same person who said. I mean, others, maybe their names come up easily through those same scandals. If scandals help them,
listen,
have
Chimweka,
personality outside.
When you say personality, for a guy that got an endorsement with the UN, for an artist like me that had one of the biggest shows outside Z, for an artist that almost influenced an election, what more are you looking for?
Maybe you're being very humble about your achievements. Maybe that's another issue. I once spoke with Cooper, and I always remember that. He said, you know what, being in Zambia, being humble won't really take you anywhere. Maybe what you're saying is true.
He's right.
So do you think it's because you've been too humble about your achievements and all the great things you're doing?
Not too humble. I've just been myself. I cannot be another person.
So maybe you need to be a bit louder. And that's another thing.
Louder in what sense?
Make sure it goes out there. People make fun of B-Flow, Obama, this, but the truth is that will always move with him. That will be part of his brand and character. He was loud about it, and it worked out for him. So even for you saying you're working with the UN, the question is how many people know about it?
Do you expect everybody to be loud?
Maybe you need
with
it for your
the
brand.
noise that already is in the industry right now. You expect everybody to be loud.
Maybe that's what you need. Because
Okay,
if people are loud and you're going to be talking at a normal sound, maybe that's the problem.
Okay, so describe loud for me.
You need to go all out with the marketing. Let it be as known as people. Let people be
how,
aware as much as possible.
If I'm not loud, how have I landed myself some of the biggest deals with the corporates? How have I landed myself in spaces where there's a whole lot of different artists invited and I'm the highest paid?
So maybe that's the question you should be asking now.
I'm asking you.
Is your target the corporate? Is it the because again with artists, the artists who've branded themselves like that, they'll not be the loudest, but of the corporate appeal,
Is Chef loud?
We can mention them.
Is Chef
there
loud?
are people like Chef 187.
Is
who's
he
got
loud?
Both sides there.
Is he loud?
His music is loud.
My music is not loud.
In terms of his music is loud. His music is loud.
So
yeah.
Listen, I've been here for 10 years.
Yeah.
Consistent, putting out good music, and just that guy learning and just finding his feet every day. If my music hasn't been loud, how is it that for 4 months straight, there's no song that has come close to single? Even with all the albums that have been released in the space of 6 months, from January up to date, single is too loud. The music can't be loud and the artist being loud.
But it's possible. The artists, I mean, you should know these Drimz are people who you have a hit song, but people don't know who did the song.
But Chimweka, you can't expect me to be a different artist.
It's not the case for you because you've grown your brand. But it's possible that your song.
It is.
I mean, there's some people who thought single, and I was saying this before we started. Someone thought single is J-Max's song.
These things are. Tomva po wimbo wamba kumana kwati wimbo la kwa J-Cash, but wasanga tu wimbo la kwa Dismo. Because maybe you just like a certain part that is more pronounced in the song and you think it's a J-Cash song. But in the actual sense, so what I'm saying is, if there is anything that I haven't been doing right, I wouldn't have been relevant by now. It's been 10 years. How many artists have come in this space?
So, in a nutshell, what do you think needs to be done going forward to make the industry inclusive? Also, do you think we have gatekeepers? I've asked this question to a number of artists. Do you think we have gatekeepers in our industry?
Vengi, but I wouldn't want to have that discussion now. Yeah, I think we do. I think we do.
And do you think they play the role in this lack of inclusiveness?
So, unfortunately, we have created this animosity amongst ourselves, and it is some ati even the people that we are supposed to be learning from, because obviously now ukataka single song, you want to step on everyone's toes. And there's too much noise in the industry right now. Zambian music wouldn't have been where it is right now if there were no industry gatekeepers. That's what I think. There are people that I go to even today. When I want to do something, I'll call Danny, I'll call Exile. I still call the likes of KB, Danny Pedo, Peterson. And these are people that if you interviewed them today, they will tell you to say, kala tumama message, kala shupa, kala landa, ngana kare for advice. He reached out. And for me, I think the conversation now should be about respect. I think there is less respect in the industry. That's what I would say. I might be wrong, but that's what I feel.
What, coming off from how well single did, what else do you have planned for the rest of this year?
I'm all about the music.
Yeah.
I'm all about the music, and I'm growing into spaces, different spaces that, you know, the music has given me this opportunity. And obviously I'm working, you know, with different corporate entities. My dream really is to...
Your dream?
To be larger than life personality in terms of humanity, doing these, you know, humanity activities.
Yeah.
I think that is where my calling is. And I'm also in a space where I'm reaching out to different international, you know, platforms for promotion of my music. I think we've done so much as collectively as Zambian artists. I think we've done so much within our boundaries, and now it's time to... I had this conversation with Chef, and I was telling him, you know, there's new markets for us out there. All this energy that we have, you know, people going to podcasts and coming to on the table and pointing fingers at, no, they are rich. Why don't we use that energy to begin to sell ourselves outside Zambia? That's what I feel. That's what I feel. You always have issues with people. You cannot expect to have a smooth or perfect industry.
Yeah.
You fight with your own siblings.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's normal. And like I said before we started the industry, there are just certain things that you have to be the bigger person. Look at the bigger picture. Should I go to disparage Chimweka because he never aired my interview? But look at what he's doing for Zambian music. You are bringing people here and we are getting this exposure. We have digital footprints on Diamond TV page.
Yeah.
Kids 20, 15 years from now, they'll be watching our interviews. And then Vasanga Nomba, Wareranda, TV.
Speaking of that, how long has this interview been? Okay, that's a lot of time. Okay, so I guess we'll leave it here. We'll save this for the next episode. But Drimz, thanks a lot for coming through today.
I hope I've not said a lot.
I feel like we could have said more, but I mean, our time is up.
I have a request though before I go. Ngamapanga Do you allow guests to do that, by the way? Ngamapanga on the table this Sunday. Please send it to me so that we go through it. To avoid the misconceptions and the misquotations.
But there's nothing that you say that would be... You know, that's the funny thing. People always misconstrue what was said, huh?
No, you guys have a special way of just advertising this show.
So what do people expect? Should you get, because you know those teasers are like in 1 minute, so maybe they should be 5 minutes.
So the thing is, kula bati question ini, but most of the answer ya chintu chimbero, most of my become paper na question of I'm like, fast we call you.
We have to go. Thank you so much for watching. But why why I was saying we need to do one thing. So today, while we're recording this show, is actually the last day for Makasa, who's been, the main person behind the scenes of the show on the table, and he's also the person behind Chule One. I think he needs to come through and explain. But
This guy.
this you'll be able to watch in our next.
I hope my
episode.
name is going to be spelled as Drimz. Please, not Drems. Sir.
So I think you need to come through and
Sir.
and exculpate yourself before you leave this. But you'll be able to watch this for our next edition of On the Table. Bye bye.